Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. However you happen to be watching and or listening to this, I want to welcome you to the latest episode of the Gaming Circle podcast. The podcast where this week I am really excited because we're doing something a little different. We're going to talk about it in a little bit, but I'm, of course, your host, Mr. K. Asante, TK Asante, on all the places we communicate. And I'm, of course, joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the one who seems to be in Antarctica more and more these days, Mr. Everborn Saga. Good morning, sir.
I'm in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've ever dealt with a New York Con Ed bill in the winter,
oh boy,
delay turning on that heat as long as you can.
Mm-hmm. I feel you. I will say, here in Florida, it is not summer anymore. It's unusual. Global warming, everybody. I think it's like 40 degrees, 30 degrees yesterday. It was like, what? Halloween, people like wearing jackets. It was wild. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. I hope everybody's doing all right. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. We are, of course, now on the hunt to the great 4K is what we're doing. We are also, believe it or not.
So you're saying we want to get caught in 4K.
We want to get caught in 4K quickly. Yes, we want to get caught in the 4K easily and quickly. We are happy to get caught in the 4K. Please help us get caught in the 4K. Also, did you know it is currently episode 197, sir?
3 to go.
3 to go. We don't know what we're doing for episode 200. Got some irons in the fire. We'll see what happens. But if you have any ideas for us, you know what to do. Let us know, man. Put it out on Front Street. Tag some people. Episode 200 is right around the corner, man. It'd be great to have some fun on here. Obviously, when 200 roll around, of course, all the good GCP fan will pull up. I hope we'll put out the invitations.
Speaking of
we'll have an event.
Let me just shout out. I see Pixelbit G in the chat. I see Infinite Umbra. I see Soiled Tech.
Good morning.
I see Web Dave. Who else is in here?
A lot of great folks in this morning. So yes, we are going to do something interesting this morning. But before we do, I will say first, please, if you haven't done so again, hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so. We've been on this hunt for a little minute now, so I've been told I need to do better. But Mr. Everborn Saga, let's get this thing going. Before we do, let me set the stage.
Maverick, I see BT Maverick in there.
The man Soil Tech is in the house. Good morning. Good morning. A lot of great folks. Infinite Umbra. Good morning, sir. The slumbering one. Before we get this thing started, let me give you the state of events so you guys understand. We're gonna jump into some games we're playing real quick, and then right after that, I have a short chat that I did with the Into the Unwell developers. They're Swedish developers. They couldn't be on at this time. You know how time zones work. So we recorded a quick interview early this week, which I will put in here right now after we have our chat, just to show you what the game is, have a quick chat about what they're looking at and all that, get you familiar with it, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the news stories and what's going on in gaming before we get out of here. Sound good, Mr. Everborn?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. So let's get
gaming and Hollywood, but we'll
oh yeah. We're doing gaming in Hollywood today. Indeed, we're doing gaming in Hollywood today, no doubt. But yes, let's get this thing started with you first. I'm not sure. How does it look like with you in gaming this week? What you got on your playlist? Anything new?
I do have something new and interesting. Let me just pull it up so I don't want to butcher the name. So there's a few things. But the thing that's mostly taking my time right now is Shinobi.
Okay.
And so I'm just addicted to the loop and the way that you can chain attacks and the agility that you have. I think, I don't think I'm going on a far limb here. Shinobi may be the best combat in a 2D platformer that I've ever seen in all my years of gaming.
You speaking bold words right here, sir. That's bold words, sir.
I challenge anyone to come up with someone who has done it better. Everything just feels so satisfying. They choose the right moments to slow down. The ways you can do chain attacks, the way you can do finishers. It is all like when you get into the flow of this thing, like they have like genuinely made magic here. Even the way you break shields, it's just always staying on your toes, the agility of it all. I cannot get enough of it. It is this is the best Shinobi game ever made, right?
Oh yeah, that's low hanging fruit to give it that.
No, well, no. A lot of people hold Shinobi in very high regard, and I'm saying this is better than I remember Shinobi being, because you know how in
mind's
your
eye stuff.
memory, yes, when you go back and like the impact that Shinobi had. No, this I don't ever remember being this satisfied with a Shinobi game, even when I was a kid and Shinobi was first coming out. So, like,
very nice.
And I see BT Maverick saying, not a great platformer though. Like, so I will say the platforming in it is not at the level of Lost Crown.
I knew you were going to go there. Yep.
Which is true. But the combat far outshines Lost Crown.
True. I'll give you that. Yes.
Like not even close. So yeah, that is, I'm not calling this the best like 2D platformer of all time. I'm saying it has the best combat in any 2D platformer I've played in my 40 years of gaming.
Hey now, that is high praise, man. That is high praise.
And again, I'm not saying it's the best combat of a fighting game or whatever. I'm specifically saying in a 2D platformer, if you look at the weight that combat is given, it is this.
I feel you. Okay.
So yeah, so that's this. And again, the platforming is serviceable, but it is the star of the show here is the combat. Now the next thing, and I'm gonna come to one that you and I are playing in a second. I did not play this week's episode of Dispatch. I will do that.
Ooh, I have not touched Dispatch. I need it to be almost complete. I'm not a
but they do 2 episodes a week. For me, it's fine.
Too many games going on right now, bro. It's too many.
But I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this works. Why I prefer it this way.
Okay.
Because if I had to go and play 8 hours of this game to go through all the episodes, then I'm gonna need to block out time for that. But the idea that they're dropping an episode or 2 at a time, it says in between the games I'm playing, let me do this week's episode. So for me, like it works. I gotta get this weekend. I'm gonna do the episodes that came out on Wednesday, but the first 2 were fantastic. And as we said last week, like
Arcade 4247 agrees. He says that this week's episode of Fire. It doesn't stay too long, and you can get back to your other games. So
that's the point. I think you should check it out. You don't have to wait till this one's done. Now, I also started. This is just for a minute. I played this for like an hour, so it's not like a review or anything. But Double Dragon Revive.
Ooh, yeah. How do you feel about that? Because we like the other Double Dragon that we really love.
Yeah,
remember the one that we like the indie one. So I was kind of like not giving this one any chance because I was just like that one's best. What do you think?
So this one is it's a 3D. It's still like a beat 'em up, right?
Yeah.
And you and I were having a conversation
about the 3D evolution.
Yeah, I don't think unless you're gonna do something like Sifu, where you're gonna completely change it. But if you're gonna
Midnight Fight Express,
right. But if you're gonna if you're gonna treat it as a 2D beat 'em up, but be in 3D. That usually doesn't work for me, right? Now
this doesn't work for you.
I just think
it looks nice.
No, it does. I just feel like I would have preferred it if it was in 2D, like But that being said, once I got over my bias against 3D beat 'em ups, and when I say that. I'm saying 3D beat 'em ups that play like they're 2D beat 'em ups, right? Shout out to John Wolf.
Moss in the building.
Also, we can have this character design.
Oh, bro.
That's a conversation for another day. But yeah, I like, I prefer 2D beat 'em ups like this. That being said, once I got into this one, it was pretty fun. Once you start to understand the systems that they're putting together. I know this didn't score well. So you have to think though, did Arc Systems Works actually make this, or because they own the IP, right? They could have contracted out another team to do it.
Just like the last Double Dragon, which was great, was also made by a different team, and Konami just kind of put their name on it, right? So, well, they they approved it.
Yeah. So anyway, I played it for an hour. After like 20 minutes of like just vehemently thinking I don't like it, I ended up saying, hey, I can see
it's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah. But that's my take on it. It's not that bad.
Put it on the pool quote. Everborn Saga. It's not that bad.
I think it scored like at least I don't know what the meta score is, but on Steam, it's like 61 user rating. But this is one of those things. If you get it cheap, pick it up. I think I picked it up for like $20 on one of the key sites. All right, now main course. There's a game that you and I are playing. Now, this is not available to the public yet.
We are allowed to talk about it because I've checked it out. It says no embargo. All we can't do is talk about the ending or spoil anything like that.
Well, I didn't get to the ending. So
oh yeah, exactly. So I read the thing.
Able to spoil it.
Yes, right. We got codes for it. Shout out to
and we met the developer in PAX East.
Yes, we did. And there's actually a video on GCP right now of us talking to him. And what are we talking about? We are talking about one of the kick-ass games that we saw at PAX East. We are talking about what am I talking about here? I moved the wrong one. Here we go. What happened here? Oh, this thing is acting up on me. We're literally talking about Neon Inferno.
Now,
yes, let me find it here. There you go. Neon
if
Inferno.
you remember,
what's doing this to me again?
Just get rid of the other one. If you remember the I think you should get rid of both videos and then
I'm gonna do it because it's acting up. Yeah, no worries. Go ahead.
Yeah,
you were saying.
Anyway, it harkens back to the Neo Geo sort of arcade days, and this is not just a throwaway side-scrolling shooter, right? They do something super interesting here where it's a Contra style game, right? Run and gun, but then they also in real time will have you press, I think it's the RB button or the R trigger, and now you can shoot in the background and aim with the joystick. Right.
Yeah, it's RB. You're right. It's RB. Yeah.
So you're basically playing on two planes, and it's like you're playing an on-rail shooter and then a run and gun game in real time. And it breaks your brain a little bit because like normally in these kind of things, it'll be like, here's a stage where you're like on rails and you just aim with the joystick and shoot in the background. This is like, hey, there's an enemy in front of you and behind you, and then there's some enemies in the background, and they're all shooting at you. And now you got to switch, shoot them, let that button go, shoot the people in front of you and behind you, and then go back to shooting into the background, aiming with the joystick. And it takes some getting used to because it's like the way my brain works. It's like, all right, this is a left, right, run and gun Contra style game. Cool, right? I can do that. I'm doing that. I love it. And now we're in a House of the Dead style aim and shoot on rails. And I'm like, oh crap. And
you got to switch your brain real quick.
Trying to attack you at the same time. And my old brain has to stop with like, wait, hold on. Okay, now I'm shooting in the background. Let me aim. And so it does take getting used to, but like just look at this title screen.
Yeah, I let it roll for a little while because I just think it's beautiful. And by the way, the scan lines,
one guy,
the scan lines and the vignetting, it's a small team. Yeah, The scan lines and the vignetting can be removed. By the way, you'll see it. I actually checked out all the settings. You can remove the scan lines and vignetting, and then it looks like a normal game, but it just works with the scan lines and vignetting. It just looks very Neo Geo, very arcade style. It screams to be played this way. So I took it off for a little while just to see how it would look, but I'm just like, nope, well, let's put it back. And then we started playing the game. So it is very cool. Like for those who want it, like this is a game that's speaking to the graybeards. I think its only problem possibly is like there's just so many games right now. So many games. I just hope this thing does not fall victim to the so many games syndrome, which is happening right now in the world. But yes. So let me scroll through a little bit and let me show you what we're talking about as far as gameplay is concerned. And we'll get into it. So this is how the game starts. And as you can see, the thing I think is kind of special about this, and you and I were talking about this beforehand, like it's obviously hearkening to the old school aesthetics, right? That's what it's trying to do. That's what it's speaking towards. But you can definitely tell, kind of like replaced, it's using new technology to accomplish that task. So every once in a while, and this is just a tutorial stage, you don't even see much here, but every once in a while, you'll be in the real world, in the neon soaked, cyberpunky looking world, and the shadows almost look like 3D, 3-dimensional shadows dropping in the back. It's very well.
The other cool thing that I forgot to mention is there's a bullet time functionality where you can dodge all the you can dodge the green bullets. That's the only the other ones you got to get out of the way of. But you can actually, if you hold the I can't remember what button you have to hold, but that's him shooting in the background, by the way.
RB, yep.
Yeah, and you have to do that in real time, and there will be people coming in front of you and behind you. But what I was saying is you can now go into bullet time and then aim the bullet into another direction to hit something else or someone else. And you have to do all of that.
And you'll see it here. You'll see it here. So to fully describe what he's explaining here, so you hold the trigger or the Y button to slow down to do the what do you call it? The reflect, right? Deflect. And you hit at the right time, it deflects. But if you hold the button down, now that deflect will slow down time, and you can aim the button, the bullets you're deflecting, to say either go back to the same enemy, which then counts for higher points or higher damage rather, or deflect it to a whole different enemy, and similarly it'll hit like the enemies that you would have had to kill with more shots than one get killed right away because of that deflection shot. It's very intricate how they've made the timing work. So see, as you see, these are the deflecting of bullets, but if you hold it, which I guess they're gonna show right now, is then you get the bullet time aspect of it. See, and you can either hit it back or you can aim it elsewhere. Very interesting.
You can use that to hit things in the like other objects that you need to activate or enemies or whatever. As you're showing it, and this is all the tutorial. So
that's all this is.
It gets wild. So
let's get into the proper level. Ooh, hold on here.
They drop because that's all happening while you're running around, and then you go through the opening, and then you're on a motorcycle in a car chase. So let's add that element to all of this.
Yes,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
That motorcycle stuff. And here's the world. Actually, this is what I'm saying. That graphically looks amazing. That motorcycle stuff reminds me a lot of the old school TMNT games, where you're surfing in the sewer. You know what I mean? Like that level that happens, or even Battletoads and stuff, right? But even there, you're not doing so many things that they expect you to do here in this game. It's kind of wild, all the things they expect from you here. But yes, this is my first playthrough, so you're going to see me die immediately. Obviously, this is what I do here. But yes, really, really awesome game. We're going to actually play through it. Shout out to the dev team for providing it to us. We're going to do a proper review. You're going to see a review from this on GCP, but we had to talk about it just a little bit before we move forward, because this game is pretty damn cool. It's pretty damn cool. So yes. Yeah, this is what we're talking about. Neon Inferno.
When does this release?
November. Actually, you know what? Let me look that up real quick here. November 18th or something like that. Let me double check.
Yeah. Well, whenever it is, this is an Everborn.
November 20th. Sorry, November 20th. Obviously on Steam. I don't think it's releasing on all platforms. Let's see.
Remember
Yeah, I
that?
think it's let's see. November 19th. Why did I say 20th here? That's very strange. Anyway, all right. So yeah. So if you have a chance to seek it out for all my Xbox ally heads out there, like these are the games that you have access to, even if it's not on your previous console. Now this is something you can dip into Steam for, set that TDP to super low, and have a great time because it's very well. It plays very well on the handhelds. Obviously, this is where I played it. And where did you play it, by the way, Everborn? Did you play it on the PC or on the handheld?
No, I actually played this one on the TV, believe it or not.
Cool.
Because on the Ally, I was I had Shinobi on pause because I was doing a 24-hour battery drain test.
Yeah.
Which if you're in the Discord, you can see the results.
Okay.
I was in the middle. I started a level in Shinobi. I pressed pause before I went to bed at 9 p.m. or whatever. And then I came back at 9:30 the next night to see what the battery drain was. And when I came back, it was at 92%. And I think it was at like 96% before I started. But when I paused the day before. And the idea there is to say, and again, I know this may not be the same if you're trying like a AAA game, but the idea is I'm playing a game. I just want to hit the power button and come back to it whenever. What's the battery drain going to be? And we're able to see it was like 4%.
So real quick before we continue, two things. Please bear with us. I've noticed that there's been instability in StreamYard this morning. So I see folks talking about maybe the footage is not as straight as or smooth as it looks. Trust me, smooth footage. It's just we are at the victim of our service provider this morning. So forgive us if the video is not as smooth, but it does run very smooth, over 60. It's very light, so it runs on anything and everything pretty darn well. So, there's that. Another thing I should tell you about Neon Inferno, it will release on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and on PC. So it's everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. You can check it out. So, Mr. MJ Dark in the chat, best place to play, homie. Go get your copy.
Yeah. By the way, this is the level that kind of broke my brain because on top of everything else we were talking about, it's also oncoming traffic. Now you got to switch lanes and then
switch
shoot
lanes.
the background
coming.
and then shoot before you and behind you. Yes. I was like, oh my God, I can't.
Bro, I started killing civilians by accident. It was just like, no. It was crazy. And the wild thing is, one shot kills a civilian. Just one shot. These guys, you putting bullets into them for days. One shot, civilian dead. What? Come on. Their cars aren't made of paper. It was good. But it's a great game. It is very
so Major asks if he says, do you have it in hibernation or sleep when you press the power button? Just asking for context. Major, I have no idea because I haven't touched any power settings. So whatever the default is, I can go check that. But I don't know what it does when I hit the power button because I haven't touched any of that.
So before we move on here, once again, thanks to Retroware and Zenobia Interactive for giving us the codes to it. We will be talking about Neon Inferno in the days/weeks to come. Expect a review from us on there. As you can see on your screen, awesome game. Check it out. Before we continue, let me catch up on a couple super chats that just came in, and then we'll continue onward. Let me see here. I just saw them come in, and there's 3 of them. First and foremost, the great Hollywood Rules joins us with a $2 super chat. And he says, "Good morning, sirs. Accompanying me on my 2+ mile walk." Shout out to you, good sir. Getting out there, getting moving. Happy Saturday. What am I talking about? Sunday. Happy Saturday to you, sir. And the great MJ Dark.
Expedite my weekend, man.
I know, right? I can't wait for Monday to come so quick. The great MJ Dark has been a member for 19 months. Salute to you, sir. He says, the president of Nintendo here, saying Switch 2 is the best place to play. I'm playing Mortal Kombat Collection, which is how you do a collection, Gajima. I hear that thing is amazing. Now, those who know, I am a MK head from way back. I'm just inundated with too many games right now. I'm not even going to talk about the game that's taken my life for the last couple of weeks, a week or two, which is the Outer Worlds 2. I'm sure y'all are playing it as well. That game is mother effing tastic. Oh my God.
I can't wait to get back to that. I played like the opening or whatever, but obviously, too many games. And I'm trying to get the low hanging fruit because I know that game's like at least a 40-hour commitment.
At least 40, 50 hours if you want to be thorough. Yeah.
So I'm coming back to that. Luckily for me, I've never really cared about Call of Duty. So when that comes out, that's not gonna.
You can always
kill my life.
Sure,
I just got to get through Shinobi, and then probably me making these plans means nothing because some new thing is gonna come, some new shiny thing is gonna come out. But for right now, it's get through Shinobi, finish Ninja Gaiden 4, and then Outer Worlds, maybe Absalom.
So first and foremost, once again, shout out to the great Soil Tech, $2 super chat. He says, please like and subscribe and share out. Thank you to my brother Soil Tech for always reminding me to do the needful. And then I see Erodimus. He says, good morning, fellas. Wait, is something wrong with the stream? It looks like Kay Asante by 20 years. What do you
mean? You got more gray in the beard.
Oh. The gray beards, man. It's happening, bro. It's what it is, bro. It is what it is. This is what happens, man. But we're doing it gracefully. It's fine. We're getting seasoned. It's all good. So now, thank y'all for being here. Yeah. Keep laughing there, Wolf. Let's see your gray beard there, sir. Anyway, so all right. We're going to switch this
up
now.
A few people wish listed Neon Inferno based on our discussion.
Oh, that's great, man.
That's what we love to see because we like to be a gaming podcast that, sometimes actually talks about games.
Okay, I'll leave that shadow boxing alone. That's a trap. I'm going to move on. That's a trap, Mr. Akbar. Anyway, so now we're going to switch.
Admiral Akbar to you, sir.
Yes, Admiral to you, yes. We're going to switch this thing up. Usually we let the gaming the gaming segment be about an hour, 30 to an hour, right? The next 30 will be an interview that I conducted with the Into the Unwell developers. She was a very good horse team. Yeah, that's the name of the team. She was a good horse team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna get into it. The name, why, and y'all gonna get to see the name of some of the game. Let's just say, to me, it is literally like if the people who grew up playing, the people who grew up watching Ren and Stimpy. Yes, I said Ren and Stimpy made a game. Foul-mouthed animated game. Freaking amazing. I've been playing it for a little bit. I've been wanting to talk about it, but there was an embargo. Talked to the team. They finally agreed to do an interview. It took some time to get that together. And here it is. You'll get to see a little bit of it. Like, I will warn you now, I love this game. I can't wait for it to come out and let more people play it. Again, we've been having a bit of weird issues with the stream here and there a little bit. So in case the visuals aren't great, or if it's not visualizing as great as it should, please forgive us. I will, once this posts, I will also post the interview by itself in its entirety also on the channel, so you can go watch that directly in case this is not as clean as you like it. Once again, finally, also check out also Into the Unwell. You can wish list it, and all that stuff is also in the description when it posts live. Before we move to it, though, I see the great Lucius put out a quick super chat, so let me read that. Lucius with a $5 super chat. He says the Outer Worlds runs great on the Ally X, a mix of medium and low settings with XeSS ultra quality. Getting about 40 with VRR looks great. Fantastic, man. I love that game. Oh, you are on mute, sir. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
Sorry, I wanted to ask a question about that.
Yes,
this
sir.
is my ignorance, and also an example of how I don't mess with settings at all. Usually just leave the default for the most part. But I thought XeSS does not require an Intel chip.
Real quick, let's have that quick chat for the pro tip for those who want to know. All right, XeSS and FSR are both
I know FSR
great.
is
well.
Let's
Let's break it apart. Both of them are great in that, as you say, they are hardware agnostic. So they're able to provide you some of that great upscaling and later on frame generation without hardware acceleration, meaning chips, something on the chip components that help you make it run, right? And because of that, anybody can use it. You can use it on an NVIDIA chip. You can use it on an AMD chip, right? But FSR4, which is the newest version of it, they are doing acceleration. So since they have the agnostic version, and then in FSR4, they now have the one that hardware accelerated. If you have the chip for FSR4, it uses it. If you don't, it falls back to the software. Similarly, XeSS has the same thing. And I will say, and those can fight me in the chat, XeSS is better, looks better than FSR. Even the software agnostic version, it's not as fuzzy as the FSR version. If you don't have any, if you don't have the Intel chip that has the hardware, it will still default to the software version, and it's pretty clean. If you do have the hardware on chip, which is what the MSI Claw and other Intel chips, the graphics have, then it uses that hardware acceleration and it looks even better. It's like insane, really, really cool. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Shadows with that hardware acceleration on there on the MSI Claw. So there's that. That's the reason why some people get confused sometimes. The cool thing about them is they both have software versions for those who don't have the chips. And if you do have the chips, it uses it and makes it better. So there's that. Does that explain it, Mr. Everborn? Sorry?
Yep.
There you go. All right. So let's get into this thing. I will, and I hope this works. Again, this is new we're doing here. Usually I put it out separately, but I'm putting it in the main feed this time. And if it doesn't like play perfectly or anything like that, forgive us. We will put a separate. We'll put it out separately. But it's about 30 minutes, including the trailer. Check out this trailer. It is freaking awesome. So we'll be back at the end of this. Check this.
Another relapse, huh? Get well soon. Maybe it's too much for someone like you. Delusional. It won't always be so easy. You still look a little unwell.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Obviously, you just probably saw the other Kay Asante from the future talking to you. And I'm here with some very, very special guests talking about a game that, I'm honest with you, I'm very excited about. I almost actually put it out on Front Street, but then I was told not to because there was an embargo, and I adhered to the embargo. But it was hard, I'll be honest with you, because it's a great game, and I want people to know about it. I'm here with the dev team from... Okay, so first off, you guys are going to have to talk to me about the name of the studio before we even get to the game. I'm here with the team from She Was Such a Good Horse. Welcome, gentlemen. Felix and Martin, thank you guys so much for being here. Martin, we'll start with you, sir. How are you doing today?
Thank you. Thank you for having us. I'm doing good, and we're happy that you liked the game. It's we worked on it for so long, so it's so cool to hear people talk about it, and it's still weird that people have seen it. It still feels like like we were sitting there in our basement and creating it, but very, very fun to be here.
And before we move to Felix, tell me a little bit about what your role is on the project. Martin.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I'm a creative director and one of the co-founders.
Oh, okay, excellent. Okay, and Felix, how about you, sir? How are you today? And give us a bit of what pieces of the puzzle you play in this project.
I am the artsy leader, art director of the group, and yeah, so that's my role in the group.
Excellent. So let's start at the top, because clearly there's one who's a founder, and you guys are at the upper echelons of the organization. That name, where did that name come from? I need to know.
Yeah, it's kind of like when we started out, we all agreed that we didn't want a studio name that was like that sounded like a studio name. We wanted it to be something that's not usually like a studio name, and we thought, like, how can we name ourselves that's it's a bit odd and a bit different. And then we had a bunch of suggestions, and this one kind of I know that I for one got really attached to it. I kind of really liked that it was too long and it's a bit sad, and it makes you think of like a story. And you kind of like, when you hear it, you kind of think of a horse, and I don't know, it really stuck a chord with me, especially, I think, and then eventually all the others at the studio, they grew to love it as well. But we usually just call ourselves Good Horse, which is way shorter.
Okay. See, when I heard that, the first thing I thought is the people who came up with this must be having a lot of fun with it. And I'm sure I half expected that every time somebody asks you where that comes from, a different story shows up that's completely different than the last time you told it. You know, like almost the almost the Joker, the origin story kind of thing. I'm like, that's a very unusual name, but I appreciate it. That's very cool.
That's actually spot on.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, you know, like every you would imagine you would talk about what led to that. I'm just like, that is a very odd name. Okay, I appreciate it. And keeping in the theme of that, you guys seem to be a little unusual in your execution of this environment. You know, beyond just the name of the studio. And then, of course, into the Unwell. Now, before we even get there fully, is this the first project you guys are working on, or do you guys have history from other studios that you bring to bear here? What is the origins before Into Unwell became?
So do you want to go, Felix?
Yeah, sure.
Please, Felix. Yeah.
Actually, during the time when we were talking about making this game, we got this opportunity to work with Coffee Stain on a game called Midnight Ghost Hunt. So, and with that opportunity, we could form a company and learn to work with Unreal Engine, work as how to run a company, and so that was a really valuable experience.
Okay, so Midnight Ghost Hunt, which I've played, by the way, great game. That was your first experience for the team itself, or have there been other games anywhere, like on the team that brought experience into this project? Was Midnight Ghost the first project you guys can say you did together?
Yeah. Yes and no. I think like it's the first that we did as Good Horse.
Okay.
But we all worked more or less at the same time at Ubisoft Massive, and worked on the Division 1. But that was actually a huge project. So even though we all, like, we're 5 founders, and we all, like, now we know each other well, but back in the day, I don't think everyone knew each other, but everyone knew someone. And then eventually when we got to know each other over time. But so technically we have worked on a project together before, just not in the same, since we're all vastly different proficiencies and stuff, but so we were on different teams. But yeah, so we've done one game before.
Excellent. It's interesting. You guys are not the first I hear that are ex-division devs. You division devs are like pretty prolific. I've seen you guys tentacle your ways to lots of great games these days. It's really cool. You know, I think it was also from Sweden, the folks that make Everborn. I was talking to them a little bit as well. They also have some lineage from the division. Very cool. Very cool.
This is like down the street from our office. So they're also.
There you go. That's very cool. That's very cool. Yes, and they have a great game as well. I was totally enthralled with what they were doing. So about Into the Unwell. I'm sorry.
Actually, we lent some of their employees as well.
There you go. You know, yeah. Friends used to work together. Maybe you borrow a couple employees here. So into the Unwell specifically. So I will tell you that the reason why it excited me is I'm a kid of the 80s, and actually, if anyone who's played this game will remember that time frame when kids, old 80s cartoons and stuff that were kind of inappropriate for you to be playing at 8 or 7, kind of inappropriate. Like, you guys remind me of like even in the 90s, like Ren and Stimpy, something like that, where you're just like, these guys were on some kind of drugs when they did this. It probably shouldn't be provided to children, but it's really awesome. Like, it really like harkens on, being on the edge, and the edge of family and approachability. But you can definitely tell there's a darkness there. So how about you guys tell me? I'll start with you, Martin. How about you tell me? What was the basis of this idea? It sounds like it's a very bold idea, right? It seems like something that might not go over well in certain circles. What do you think?
Yes, I think you're correct, and definitely Ren and Stimpy have been something we've thrown around the office a lot.
Fantastic. That's awesome. There you go.
but I think like in terms of the game and the theme of the game and how we handle them is kind of like we never add anything if it's not from like a place of love, like you mentioned, like Ren and Stimpy, for instance. Like, even if we add something that's maybe considered to be like in those shows, it's often things that are like very gross, and it's for a like fun thing to add. But then in that case, we would add it more in the sense of like a love letter to like something from Ren and Stimpy, or it could be something that's even in our own life, which I think is often the case. So it usually comes from a place of like, not everything we add is something that we love, but it's coming from a place of like a safety or something that's like we never try to add something that's unjustified, or like we don't add something that is uncalled for, if you will. Like I don't know, so something like that.
So it all fits together as it should, even though it doesn't look that way initially. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah. So then the next question is for Felix. I'd imagine this probably wasn't the first idea you guys had, right? I imagine there were many ideas, as studios do, right? You ideate and you prototype and you come up with one that the cream that rises to the top. What was it that made you guys go, screw it, we're just going to do this crazy unhinged thing where you're, cartoons, and it's a really bold place? Why? What led you guys to go, you know what, we're just going to stand out in the crowd and do something unique? What was that?
I think during the time when we were discussing forming a studio and making a game, I was doing this art prototype with a chicken running around. It was called No Country for Old Hen.
That's great.
A chicken.
Well done, sir. All right. That's good.
It was about a rooster that had lost his opportunity to, how do you say that? Kukuliku, what's that sound called?
Oh, to vocalize, he couldn't crow.
In the morning the cock.
Yeah.
To wake everyone up, and he lost his opportunity to do that, so he had to kind of find his balls, I guess, or something. His confidence.
Find his mojo. Yeah.
Mojo.
I get you. Okay.
Yeah. No, but enough of that sidetrack. That it blew up on Twitter, one of these GIFs, and some noteworthy publishers reached out to us, like Devolver wanted to talk to us all of a sudden. So we felt a lot of confidence in that art style, and it did like a dark version, Dark Soulsy Cuphead in 3D, and all of us really like roguelikes, so I think that was the direction from the beginning, and then it grew a lot from there during like hard discussions about what is the backstory is going to be about, what colors are we going to allow ourselves to use or not, and stuff like that. So it was there's been a long and really interesting process.
So that's surprising to me, because playing, and obviously I only played a little bit of it, like a small tiny piece that you guys put out there, playing what I've played, it seemed to me like a person who initially had a vision to say something and made a game in order to do so. Right, the psychology of it and all of that, it felt like someone with a mind to speak to the consumer, but do it in a very interesting kind of way. You know, you're not beating people over the head with the message. So instead, you start off in a shrink's office, and you know all that other stuff. That's actually another reason why I really wanted to talk with you guys. It seems like this kind of hides a lot of serious topics and serious conversations around this wonderfully ridiculous, you know, he's throwing pizza at you, you're fighting the tube of toothpaste, but there's, at the heart of it, there seems to be a serious conversation with the consumer there. Would you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, I think that started when me and Morten, or the team, hired a writer, and he made this really dark document and backstory that we really liked, and we started building this. It's like these themes that the world would then build the world upon. So, because we wanted exactly that feeling that you describe. Like you can't. I remember we talked about Lars Trier, you know, this very arty Danish director. I obviously don't know exactly how he works, but I can imagine it feels like he works in a similar way. He has these themes that he has in a kind of a layer under the story. If you understand.
Yeah.
I can
Interesting. Okay.
I can fill in a little bit because I
Please, yes.
think it's a very interesting question. And so we initially we early on, before we even had a story in place or anything that we built on, we wanted to be like, we wanted devices of the characters to kind of be like their powers. We wanted to build them in like in that kind of dark way, and then we didn't really know like everything that would be like with the how the story of the characters would develop. And then we kind of had like it's a good friend of mine, Alec, who we hired to like create this backstory. And after that, we kind of felt like, yeah, this is like a really cool direction. And then I know Felix quickly like started building the initial hub world of it, like the whole loop town, and how dark it was. And I think
where the Unwell is, which is really hilarious. It's very good. Yeah.
But I think a lot started from just those simple ideas and simple concepts that we had, and then we kind of just ran with it from there. But yeah, it's like so many years ago. So what came from where, I'm not sure, but something like that was the start of it.
So if I understand this correctly, the writer that you guys brought in kind of put it on the path of where it is. Did they also account for a lot of the humor as well? Because it's very funny, like unusually funny.
No, I think they. So what Alec did mostly was that he provided us with some much needed grounding of the world. Like it's more meant for the developers to think of, like, okay, so where is this actually, and what's grounded this world, and what's happening, what is the reference to, and that helped us a lot to build upon that. But then the art style and the humor and all that's all on us. So the story is more, or the narrative, the narrative pillars, I should say, is more like what's beneath the surface, kind of like what the players will perhaps not see. I think.
Yeah. No, look, please go ahead, Felix.
Yeah, but I think the humor comes a lot from like individuals in our team, just shooting from the hip. putting stuff into the game, and then we see if how it feels when you play it. Is this fun, or do we need to tweak it? We have our Easter egg master, one of our employees, called Balder. He's a master of just adding things to the game, kind of in secret. And so we
Okay.
when we play test each other week, we get to like
discover what's been added. That's funny.
Really
That's very good. All right.
Really fun way of working. So we have this kind of. I think that adds a lot to the game. Us having fun when working on it, like, and people work in slightly different ways, and their personality kind of get added to the game, in my opinion. And
I speak to a lot of developers, like indie specifically, the developers who, small teams, this and that. Why? Because I feel like a lot of the essence of what they want ends up in the final product more, right? The bigger the project, the more it gets refined towards the end. Maybe it's not what you initially thought, right? And the more indie you are, the more your vision makes it to the end. You guys seem like it's very much, it looks like a fun project to work on. It looks like a bunch of folks sitting around, shooting the crap and just talking about, and it can do this, let's make it do that. And it can do that, and let's make it do that. It sounds like there's a lot of fun being had here creating this process. What's the team size?
Right now we're 10. We started out as 5. So
okay.
We were 5 for most of the time, or maybe not most of the time anymore. But we started, I think it was like 2 years. Felix, correct me if I'm wrong. 2 years or so before we started ramp up. And once we had hit production, we felt like we needed more hands on deck. So now we're full, hopefully. So 10.
Okay.
But it is very much like you described. We sit around and giggle and like, what if that could be? But what if that trash can was a milkshake? Into a milkshake.
What if a pizza could take a piece of itself and throw it at you? I was like, what the hell? It's very good what you guys have put together here, but like as I'm understanding how you guys are crafting this, it's very surprising because again, I feel like what's on the page, at least what I've seen, is a person with a vision and bringing it out, because it's just so many crazy disparate things that kind of come together and work perfectly. And you got these cartoons and they are like very foul mouthed, and there's a lot that comes together to make this soup work really well. And in addition to the underlining conversation that we were having about there being very serious themes and like actual messages, real messages. You guys, your tagline is "Embrace your vices." Like it doesn't sound like something that comes from, "Hey, we're just having fun." It sounds like we were on a mission and we're just trying to hide all of the medicine, basically, in between all the fun that you guys are having. Right? Is this just accidentally becoming very introspective? Because it seems like it's very introspective, although on the surface of it, it's just slapstick and goofy and all of that.
I think if you, I just had one thought when I first drew the first for me. When I drew Shark Cat the first time, it was definitely like a very a sad moment for me when I drew him, and so I think that added something to that character, and that kind of, for me, pushed it in that direction as well. Maybe I was a bit inspired by Morten's makeup as well, and also listening, when you're sad, you listen to Post Malone, and I was kind of fascinated by his way of. It seemed like he was always on some kind of drug. Like he was normal, he was on some drug, and then he would go to another stage, probably where he's like even more depressed and hangover. So the idea was from the beginning that this cat was kind of like Post Malone, and one side of him was this normal but fucked up version, and then the other one with super depressed hangover. That was it.
So I heard it first here. When this game inevitably becomes the hit that I know it will be, I will play this video. It was based on Post Malone. Good to know. That's so good. That's hilarious. Wow. Okay. Okay. So besides and I know you said you built the art style, right? You were responsible for the art. I love the hand-drawn animation. I love it's got this locomotive feel to it. The way the art looks makes it look like, to your point, like everyone's on drugs watching it. It's like a fever dream of some kind. Was that like something you guys, when you got the character and you started going, this is where you were going, or is there iteration to finally get you there?
I think I want to try to like put some kind of weird stereotype of something that you can see out in the world in each character. For example, like the anvil in the village that is a workaholic. We don't say that, but he is a workaholic and he's just banging himself.
Always smacking the yes, absolutely. Yeah.
You relate to that in one way or another. So I try to hide these traits in all, so all the characters have something that we can maybe relate to in our own lives.
Okay. Yeah. So then my next question, you guys call your co-op the support network of your nightmares. Like, where are you guys coming up with all of this stuff? Because like, obviously games have tropes, right? They have features, they have sets, but as I found it looks like you guys are setting yourselves apart a little bit with all of this stuff, right? And it's very difficult for me because I expect more people to see this, and obviously you guys are keeping it on the wraps for now, and I feel like there should be a lot more attention paid to all of this stuff that you guys are doing here. Where is this a vision or is it just accidental?
So it's definitely a vision. I think from the start we've always leaned into like the contrasts. So I think like as you mentioned before, like we do want to have some, even though it's cartoony and it's fun, you can see like in the cracks, you can see like the reality or the sadness kind of, and I think that's kind of like we try to do that in as many aspects as we possibly can. Like as Felix mentioned as well, like we do sit around the office and we do want to have fun, and we allow people to add something that if they think that's going to make the game funnier or better or so. But we also allow things like, you know, if you had something that you struggle with, that's also okay to add, and anything that you want to have in the game. I think we, as much as possible, we allow it. And as Felix mentioned before, like we do allow people to just add Easter eggs to the game, and it's you know, we just think it's fun that everyone, it's like a melting pot of all of our ideas and thoughts and whatever we struggle with at the time or what we think is funny at the time. So I think it's like it's all of it at once, and that's very much like by design. That's how we want it to be. And I think since we all come from AAA, or most of us come from AAA, we've had so long where we're like restricted to what we can actually put in or what we can actually do. So it's from the beginning, that was one of the building blocks we wanted to build the studio on, was to have everyone should feel that they can contribute and they can have something meaningful in the game. And I think that's the result of it, I think.
Excellent. So I will tell you, my daughter happened to be watching when I first started playing this, and the tarantula freaked her out. Like, she didn't get to hear him speak because there's certain words, you know, but just seeing him show up freaked her. Oh my God. And she ran. She's 8 years old. So there's that. But yes, the game seems to have a lot of personality, you know, and I'm excited for people to see it because I feel like it's a little unusual and different from what people know and expect, you know. Comedy first games are few and far between, and you guys seem to have that, as well as, you know, underlining some really interesting messaging and things like that. So I think you guys are going to do really well in this. I'm excited for more people to see it. When do you think when are you guys gonna start, ripping the bandages off and start showing people, and maybe we see it on all the various stores and whatnot? When we're gonna see some more attention to this game?
So we actually don't have anything set in stone just yet. We recently decided to just add a bunch more stuff to the game. So we're just gonna have to look a bit closer to all the stuff that we want to add and see where the cutoff point is, and then make a decision. But it's something that we always discuss with Coffee Stain, like how big the games should be, because at some point, you have to make a scope decision and say like, well, no, you can't add more. Now we have to actually release it. But so far they agree that the things that we're gonna add are too cool not to include. So we're adding them, and then we'll have to sit down and have the talk about actually releasing the game.
Okay, so that was a selfish question for me, because the question was veiled in a when can I play it again. Clearly, that's not anytime soon.
Well, we hope to have another round of beta.
Okay.
In the near future, but that's as much as I can say. But
Understood. Okay. So, and I assume that when I know you guys basically haven't landed the plane yet, you haven't even planned it, but where do you plan to have this, if you do have a plan, to be playable? I'm obviously, so you guys know, I played all of it on this device when
nice.
In Germany. I played it on this, loved it. I played it so many times. I loved the game. It was so hilariously good. When can more people get a chance to get their hands on? I wanted to show videos, but I was told no, can't do that. So
Well, we can provide you some video footage. But so we don't have a release date set yet. So we actually don't know. We are going to release in early access first.
Okay.
And then we have to take it from there. But we can say that it's for sure next year. It's not going to.
Okay. So 2026 is when the early access will happen, or the release?
Yeah, the early access.
Oh, the early access. Okay, excellent. Hey, that's not too far to look out forward to. That's great. Okay. Well, all right. So yeah, please, Felix.
And we're releasing on Steam. If you asked about you want to know.
Yeah. What other platforms is it? Are we going consoles? Obviously, Steam. Any other plans? Any other derivatives that we might need to be aware of?
It's Steam, and then we'll see later.
Yeah.
Understood.
We hope to release it on everywhere, but right now there's no plan set in motion. So it's for early access. We're all in on Steam.
Excellent. Okay. So and I have a few lightning round questions that I want to throw your way before we adjourn. But before we get there, and I'll leave this to you, Felix. What is the elevator pitch? If for somebody that's not me, who's not loving like what I've seen, you've seen the video. Maybe I show a little bit on the screen. You're intrigued. What do you want to let them know to make sure they put that on their wish list? I know I'm putting you on the spot, right?
Let the demonic therapist goat help you escape Loop Town. That's my elevator.
That's the elevator. That's all the elevator pitch you need. Like a demonic goat therapist helping you get out of the Unwell. I think that sells itself. That is fantastic. But okay, last couple of questions and then we'll get out of here. And this is for each of you. First off, of all time, favorite video game. Martin, go.
So my favorite video game is Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that just came out not too long ago. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. I was actually chatting with a friend who's also a big fan of Masquerade. We were talking about potentially playing the new one. That's cool. How about you, Felix? What's your favorite game? Game you go to whenever you feel like it. Good game.
It's probably my strongest experience is Morrowind.
Okay.
The water was so beautiful in that game. I remember like yesterday.
Okay. And favorite gaming device, whether that be console or PC, like what is your favorite? If you think of this is where I game, where do you game? I'll start with you again, Martin.
So right now my Steam Deck is my go-to.
Okay. Nice. Very nice. How about you, Felix?
Oh, it's probably mostly the PlayStation now with my daughter. We play some Lego game right now.
Excellent.
But
Excellent.
I really love the old consoles like Nintendo 64 because I really love that they feel like a toy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they have a very whimsical nature to them. They're almost Disney movies in gaming form. I agree. I always try to make sure that my daughter and my son get access to those things because that's how gaming started for all of us, I suspect. But gentlemen, this has been wonderful chatting with you guys. I wish I could tell the people to go seek it out. But it's difficult to do so right now. But hopefully we can continue to communicate, and as the game draws closer and closer to release, more people will be able to check it out. Now, I will of course be here yelling and holding up flags saying, "Go play this game," because I think it's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, into the Unwell, Martin and Felix. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for chatting with us about the game. And as time goes on, I'm sure our audience will hear more from us about Into the Unwell. That's it.
Thanks for having us. And wish
thank you guys. Yes, of course. The access to the wish list page and all of that will be in the descriptions. It will be when this posts. So anyone who has any thoughts of it can go up there and take a look at it as well. So thank you guys. Here we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Oh wow, Mr. Everborn Saga is just like. Psh. Anyway,
you didn't think I was gonna be here on time, did you?
Hey, I don't know, man. I was just asking. Shout out to the Coffee Stain publisher and she's a great horse developer, Martin and Felix for chatting with me. Again, love that game. That game is crazy cool looking, and they of course were really, really, really good with their time and answered all my crazy questions. So shout out to them. And I hope y'all can put that on your wish list. As they said, it's not out it's not even into early access until 2026. But even on the page right now, I was looking on the wish list page. There is a request to join their.
Your audio keeps going in and out. Is it just me?
Oh,
chat.
Oh, okay.
Like you're fine now, but you were going in and out. It's weird.
Okay, testing 1 2. If that is the case, please let me know. Maybe I needed to vocalize. Tells the mic. Pause. Anyway, so shout out to everybody who continuing to rock with us. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. So thanks once again to the dev team of Into the Unwell for chatting with me. I am very excited about that game. I hope more and more people check that out when the game comes out. I want that thing to be on everything, including maybe the Switch and other places like that. It seems like it would be a game that plays well there. Anyway. So let's get into it. Let's talk some of the things that are going on in the world right now. Mr. Everborn Saga, do you want to go Hollywood first, or do you want to do games?
Yeah, let's do on the real. Why not?
Let's do on the real. Okay, let's do on the real. All right. So, do you want to talk about the whole Netflix Warner Brothers thing?
Of course, I want to talk about that.
All right. I'll let you give the people the broad strokes because I find this thing kind of fascinating, and obviously there's a tail end of gaming there as well, because as they are an entertainment company, Netflix had gaming ambitions. WB has gaming studios. What will that mean? Give us the broad strokes there.
So one, I'd just like to say that Warner Brothers and HBO always seem to be the bridesmaid and never the bride. They just keep changing hands. We've got the Time Warner acquisition. We've got the AT&T acquisition. We've got the Discovery acquisition, and now they seem to be changing hands again. And so at first we thought it was going to be Skydance, Paramount, who was backed by Skydance, which was weird because Paramount was like food for a second, and now they were talking about, Paramount's now the one.
He said Paramount was food for a second.
They were, and I mean they kind of got eaten up by Skydance, but that is what that is. So but anyway. I think it's run by Larry or at least one of the investors there, one of the Ellison guys. But anyway,
Yep. Just like Annapurna, it's basically Ellison money as well,
Yeah,
right? Ellison's daughter, I think, right?
yeah.
Continue.
So now turns out there are more people interested, and I remember they were asking around saying, "Hey, Apple might be interested in Warner Brothers because they're building out their Apple TV Plus and they like their prestige content, and adding HBO to that is exactly the kind of thing Apple would want." And then there was some rumors of Sony, to the point where Hiroki Totoki had to come out and say, "Nah, we're good on that," right? Which it always seems like Sony's like sniffing around these things, and then they back out, because they were at one point eyeing Paramount before Skydance came in with the money. But anyway, now rumors come out that Netflix are interested, and this, I think it was the CEO of Netflix, I can't remember his name. You're on mute.
I'm saying not Reed Hastings. He's
No,
the only one I remember.
yeah. No, somebody else now. He said, no, we're not interested. But then Variety reports that they have contracted a finance firm, like to a consulting firm, I should say, to evaluate the viability of Netflix picking up Warner Brothers. And you know who the firm they picked up was? The same one that handled the Skydance Paramount deal. You don't contract those people unless you're seriously looking at this thing.
Unless you're considering it seriously. You're right. Yeah.
Now the thing is Netflix the right company to own Warner Brothers?
That's the question. I need you to help me answer that question.
The reason I'm asking this question is they have models that are very different. Now, how they plan to, if this were to happen, how would they plan on integrating it? Does HBO go away? Do you want to tarnish that name that has this 40 years of...
I mean, let's be clear, though. Let's be clear. WB Discovery has tarnished that name multiple times. They went the one to know for HBO, and then they went back.
But still, I think that people know what HBO is, right?
True. And they tried to tarnish it, but it was impervious. Kind of like Oculus, but Oculus has been tarnished.
So they've had to come back, right? Like where? Anyway, you couldn't live with your failures, and where's that brought you? Back to me. Now, the thing is, Netflix does have amazing content, and they've released a few Oscar-worthy movies, but 90% of the movies they release are not designed for prestige. They're designed to keep you thinking, "Ooh, there's something new. I shouldn't cancel. Let me watch this." Right? And again, as DJ Marshman says, they suck at theatrical. So if they could properly integrate Warner Brothers to say, "Hey, you're going to handle our theatrical arm of things," but does Netflix actually have any interest in the theatrical side of it, or do they just want the IPs to turn into new shows?
Didn't they want theatrical enough to the way they were trying to, right? Because they want to break into Oscar-worthy territory, right? So they've been putting their movies in the theaters for like a week just to be able to get that buzz, right? So this might solve that for them, no?
Yeah, but are they going to turn Warner Brothers movies like Barbie and Frankenstein? Well, no, Frankenstein's a Netflix thing. What I'm saying is, are they going to turn those big theatrical movies like Dune and all that to things that are just in the theater week, so they can do the minimum viable time so that they can qualify for awards?
Yeah, well, I don't think it's an award play alone. I think that if you own WB and you have the good infrastructure, now you can do both, right? Before, they didn't have the good infrastructure. All they really did was they wanted to get in the conversation, so they put one or two of their movies in the theater for a week just to get in that conversation to get the potential Oscar-worthy conversation going, right? But now if you own WB, it's not a thing of putting your stuff in the movie theaters for a week anymore. You can actually have prestige movies and Netflix at the same time.
the question is Netflix interested?
Do they want them? Yeah. Hey, they're buying, aren't they?
No.
They might be.
Yeah. No. They're buying, but what are you going to do with it? Listen, in a perfect world, right? Netflix has thrown Zack Snyder hundreds of millions of dollars and said, do whatever you want. In a perfect world, you could go to the high class creators of within HBO with all that IP that they have, Harry Potter, The Matrix, all those things, and you could say, do your thing, we don't care, just make sure you put it out, right? And Netflix, because they don't have the same level of quality control as a let's say a Warner Brothers, and again, let's not say Warner Brothers hasn't done any stinkers, but I'm saying from an HBO prestige, like Sunday night viewing perspective, and from the movies and IPs that they own, listen, these guys would have Casablanca.
Oh yeah,
like that, right? So, so this is the thing. If this is a situation where Netflix says, "Here's all the money you want, do your thing," you know,
this could be great for them, man.
But I would avert you to, you know, some of us were under the impression that Microsoft was going to get Activision and take them out the salt mines and said, "Hey, we got all the money, do what you want." That
once bitten, twice shy. I feel you.
Yeah, so that may be a good selling point to get the deal done, to get the public in your favor, but what will it turn out to? Because Netflix content, apart from, you know, and again, there's a lot of good Netflix content, but there's also a lot of, hey, what does the numbers say?
Most deaf. No notes. 100%. Let's keep it moving.
Zack Snyder actually doesn't write many of his movies. It's not the writing that's the problem. He's bringing in writers. The problem is he's getting final edit of his movies.
Yeah.
You
never go full Zack Snyder. Yes. Just like you never go full Kojima. Shout out to Slow-Mo Backslap.
I think what you're really saying is Zack Snyder needs someone to tell him no. So he needs like an editor and a producer that's like, hey, cut it out.
You need somebody with final veto permission.
Anyway,
yes. Continue.
And right now, that person is his wife.
Yeah.
So, Deborah Snyder. But back to what we were talking about. You know, a lot of Netflix content is not all of it. They've done great things, and they continue to do great things, and will for the foreseeable future do great things. But a lot of their content is, you know, analytics driven, right? Let's design the scenarios and the dialogue so people are saying what they're doing out loud for people who might be watching short form video at the same time, right? And we don't want that for HBO. So the best I could hope for this, if it happens, is like Hulu in Disney Plus, HBO is segmented off within the app, and HBO and Warner Brothers are their sort of premium end, right? So do you want the premium stuff? Do you want the HBO stuff? Here's this within Netflix. Like Disney has.
It's kind of like what Disney has done with Fox and all of that. Exactly.
And if they're gonna do, like, I'm not saying you got to do the 3-month theatrical runs, but 30-day theatrical runs and then straight to Netflix. But if you train the consumer in that way, a lot of people will just say, well, I'll know if it's coming in 30 days. I'll just wait.
Yeah.
Right. And then what does that do if you're designing the products for that? So all I'm saying is it's interesting. I just don't want to see the HBO name go away because that signifies quality.
Yep.
And I'm interested if this means Netflix wants to get serious about theatrical, or does it mean they just want all the IPs that Warner Brothers owns so that they can turn them into content to keep people subscribed.
Yeah, it's still too early to tell where they'll fall. But question: What about the gaming stuff? Because again, Netflix they had gaming aspirations. I hear they've closed some of their studios since then. They do still have the writer of Halo, Dayton, in the house, right? I think they even got a new a big name a creator, a gaming creator in the recently. I thought I heard. So with this WB thing, imagine they buy them. What do they do to the gaming side of the house? What do you think?
I don't know where the gaming side of the house would sit because, by the way, East Side Vandal 2025, yes, they would own Game of Thrones and The Matrix and DC and Harry Potter and Bunny.
That is wild, all the stuff they would own. Holy crap. Yeah.
And the Sopranos.
The whole shebang. Yep.
But anyway, back to the gaming side of things. One other thing to know is Netflix is not interested in the legacy media side of it. And what I mean is they don't care about CNN. They don't care about the news and the TV networks. This is a content and theatrical play if they did it. And the question there is, has Zaslav siloed off the gaming division from this to make it more or less palatable, and is doing something different with that? Does the gaming stay with the TV networks, or does it stay with the film and IP side of things?
That'd be weird. If it stayed with the TV networks, then it would be it would stand out like a sore thumb.
Well,
at least with the movie and the movie and the movie and the TV like side of the house. If it went with that, you could say it's all entertainment, but news and gaming.
Well, it's not just news. Is they have a lot of TV networks, right? Like CW, that kind of thing. So, and the question is, even if you separated that, you could still piecemeal it out and sell the gaming separately, because somebody may not want to on all the Hollywood stuff,
all the IPs together, but maybe they'll buy it piece by piece. Yeah, I feel you on that. I just hope this ends up with WB gaming sitting proper again, because I feel like the last time they made a really, really great game in the form of their Arkham games, that was like the last time we saw them at their height. Since then, they've been falling like a stone, right? Even if they make great product, the meta narrative and what's happening with the company and all that seems to take away from it. This is sad.
The thing is, though, I don't know if Netflix was ever interested in the kind of games that WB Games makes, which are AAA games. Right? So I don't even know that they would want that side. Even if they wanted to stay in gaming, I don't know if they'd want to stay in that part of the gaming.
In that part of it. Yeah, it's a question. It's a question. So where does Rockstar go? Rocksteady go with after all this? Where does NetherRealm, where's Mortal Kombat shake out? Because they'll probably want the Mortal Kombat IP in the movies and TV side, but what about the game side?
Well, here's another thing though. Netflix is not buying this without the IP, and what is WB Games without access to the IP?
Yeah, they become a shell of their former selves. They become basically developers with no IPs to work on.
So
it's an odd thing. It's an odd thing. I will want to keep an eye on this, because I feel like this will shake up the gaming industry more than we think.
If somebody had to get them, right? I almost feel like I'd prefer Apple.
They have proven themselves, at least in the streaming world, to be a quality purveyor. They're really good at
high quality content, and they still respect theatrical. Right now, the Brad Pitt F1 movie or whatever, you still can't get that on Apple TV because it's making all that money in the theaters, and it's been months. And they've done this before.
And you think that's a good thing? Whereas someone like me is like, get out of here with all that. I want to watch on my TV. When you're at home, then you can come talk to me.
What I'm just saying that, like, there is a lot of content curation there, and so I think Apple would care about preserving that the level of curation.
That idea, yeah, I get you. No doubt.
Netflix would be more interested in ownership of the IP than the curation of the content.
Of the content. Yep. Shut your mouth, Sortek. Let's keep it moving. Anyway, so we'll keep an eye on this one, because this whole play, again, I feel like it's the slow moving storm that we don't see coming, right? I feel like it could have some serious ramifications for gaming that we don't necessarily aren't paying attention to right now. But on the flip side, let's talk about gaming, some proper gaming. But before we do that, quick super chat from the great legendary Yobi. Awesome $20 super chat. Salute to you, good sir. He says, hashtag peace, love, life to the modern day legends. I am extremely proud of both of you men. It's always a pleasure to see you do what you do. Thank you. I can't wait to see you in person. Everborn at a future con I will buy in person.
My man.
Shout out to the great. Shout out to the great Yobi. Always here. Always representing. Always doing great work. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man. You know, just the kind words like that just keep us moving, man. We appreciate you. This is awesome. Anyway, so let's keep it to gaming, because you and I have been having a conversation about this ever since the whole Halo thing happened.
Oh boy.
And I want to talk about this because yes. And this right here will lead to a poll, and I'm going to get this thing started because I need the community to weigh in here, because Mr. Everborn and Saga are on opposite sides of this one. What are we on opposite sides of? Well, so when this whole Halo remake thing started bubbling, which has been bubbling for a while now, right? We caught wind of it some time ago before it was announced. It is what it is, and we have been deliberating, going back and forth on where we think the future of Halo will be. I have always contended what I want is that I wanted them to if they're doing this whole we're moving to Unreal Engine 5 thing, which yes, Unreal Umber 5, I see you in the chat. It is what it is. Yes. I already bemoaned it. Let's move forward. But if you're going to do that, then continue to do that. Have a team that builds that Halo 5, that Halo campaign evolved. Hopefully it's awesome. I expect it will be awesome. Everything we saw speaks to it. I'm happy. And then continue down that line. So then you Halo 2, then Halo 3, and keep going. Now, at the same time, you also want to have a team that's building a separate standalone environment for your multiplayer, your Warzone-esque Halo environment, where all things happen. And I was talking to the folks in the Discord. Shout out to Discord. If you haven't been a part, you should be a part of that Discord. They were talking about it yesterday. People don't give it credit. Even Halo Infinite, that multiplayer with Forge is transcendent. All of your favorite maps are there. From Halo 1 onward, all of them are in this current version, right? So I think it's great that they've separated the... Go ahead.
Freezing. Is that just me? Does the chat see this?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I freezing? If I'm freezing, please let me know. I think I don't see anything bad on my screen. But
chat,
anyway.
What are you seeing? What are you seeing from Mr. Asante?
Yeah, do you see me freezing? Do I need to step out and jump back in? I can do that if there's an issue. But needless to say, just, let me finish my thoughts real quick. It looks like they may be going the route that I initially was hoping. Oh yeah, freezing and slightly bottling. Interesting. Okay, I might after I make my thought, I'll step out and jump back in just to be sure that the image is clean.
Now that way you won't be able to interrupt me while I talk about how much of a terrible idea this is.
Anyway, this guy. It looks like this is what they're doing, which means they have a team, and this is what I want. Again, no background knowledge, no previous information at all. Like, I want them to have a team, small team. All we're working on is Unreal Engine 5, bringing the old ones over because we need to remind you of the greatness that is the Halo IP. And a team that makes the Warzone-esque, focused on content, focused on seasonal, and then a third that goes for the next one and the next one, right? 3 teams working on the same thing. Rumor has it, it looks like they're following suit. Now, Mr. Everborn Saga, tell me why you think this is a horrible idea and why they shouldn't be doing this. Go ahead.
Okay, so number one, I'm 1,000% in favor of doing Combat Evolved over, right? Especially if the game is going to go to new platforms, right? It's going to go to PlayStation. You want to introduce the IP again. People have nostalgia for it. You said something that was very interesting to me, because I got in my feels when I saw Silent Cartographer looking like it was up to today's standards, and the sound design and everything, and looking at the ocean and the sand and all that. And I felt like, my God, I was transported back to 25 years ago, and I just felt like a kid again. And you said that, my friend, is what Nintendo enjoys with things like Mario, right? That
Indeed.
nostalgia getting to you, right? And so, love it. Do that. Now, what I do not want to see, as much as, especially Halo 3, which is my favorite Halo game of all time, I don't need them to remake those while we wait for a new one. And if you say they can do them in parallel, that will I think that will dilute the what they're trying to do with the brand. And so, in the same way, I don't think that WB should have two Batmans at once. You have Pattinson's Batman, and they're saying that's going to be a different Batman in the James Gunn DC universe, right? And everybody loves the other one, but we got this new thing going on. I just think it causes confusion in the market, and you don't want to do that. And at the same time, I don't want them piecemealing out these campaigns that us Halo veterans have already seen, and then we don't get to a new Halo for many, many years from now. So I think it's a mistake.
But
to
we're
do it in
talking about
parallel.
3 teams here.
I understand. I think what I'm saying is a mistake to do that in parallel. You're retelling the old stories while you have a new story going on, and all of those things are going to be available to everywhere. Like, those people who are just getting acclimated to Halo from the remake are going to be like, what's going on? And they won't be able to really appreciate that until we get around the 3 other remakes, right? To me, that's not a straightforward path into the world. And so my solution to this that serves, and I have another tinfoil hat thing, if this is true.
Kofi's coming on.
Okay. Kofi's about to come on. Tinfoil Kofi's about to happen. But before I get this, my solution here is, instead of remaking all of the Halos to get us back up to where Infinite was, how about the next Halo that you make takes place somewhere in between 1 and 2, and then the next one is between 2 and 3?
Meaning all the books.
Yes, exactly.
That's where all the books
already,
live,
this is already
the actual games.
It's already laid out for you. These are amazing stories, so you'd have thought-provoking and great stories to tell. And then you're actually realizing things that only lived in the books before. So veteran Halo players are getting something new, and new Halo players are getting up to date chronologically with Chief's journey. And so everybody's getting something new while still advancing. Now, here is it looks like they're not going to do that if this leak is true. They're going to go back and do 2 and 3. Now, here's the tinfoil Kofi. Are you guys ready? I hope you're sitting down. I hope you're not taking a sip of coffee, because you may spit it out.
Well, you spit it out. Go ahead.
What if this leak is true? I don't know if it's true. Wait, what is this? What is Aaron saying? Good afternoon, folks. Hope everyone's good and healthy and don't have damn back pain of mine. My bad.
Shout out to you, sir. Hope you feel better, brother.
Yes. Now, here we go. I think what they're doing is they're gonna have a team do the multiplayer stuff, bring that back out, try to go as wide as possible with that. That's one team. Then they have the Halo 2 and 3 campaign remakes. And the next mainline Halo after that is going to retcon all of the 343 storytelling, and you'll have a new Halo 4 like the 343 tenure didn't exist, and they would continue from these 3 Halos that everybody loved.
Damn.
See it now. I don't want him to do this. I think it's a bad idea. I'm not fear mongering.
Pierre Heinz walking in the door like, oh, after Bungie, zip, rip the page up. We're gonna start again.
This is Halo Studios.
Oh no, 343 never happened. Oh, come on, that is not cool, bro.
So as I said, that's not what I want to happen. What I want to happen is they do new Halo games that take place in between the sequels, so we all get something new and we can all go along for the journey forever.
Oh man,
listen, Victor, I hope
Ham is coming for you this morning, sir. So in the chat, I put a poll up, let your voice be heard. And I basically, the question is simple. Halo's future, what do you think? Should they remake the old ones for UE5 or move forward? But I give you 3 options. Yes, remake. Yes, give me the UE5 remakes. Nope, I want new stories, please. Or 3, I'm with Kay. Give me all 3. So old ones, new stories, plus multiplayer. Are you with me? Or you think which like listening thoroughly to what Everborn is saying? I wouldn't be opposed to that as well. As a person who's read a lot of those books that are in between those stories, I would love to see some of that stuff come to fruition and be put to either a game or TV show or something. So that would not be a bad look in my opinion either.
One other thing with this whole Halo Rebirth, like imagine this does well. Like this game does well next year, which I think it will do very well. And we already know Halo on Netflix, the show is doing numbers.
It's doing
still in the top
That's
10
good.
on Halo, right? Millions and millions of people watching it. And we've seen a Netflix bring back as much as stuff as I gave them for their movie side of the house. Like they have brought shows back from the dead.
Yeah,
just right.
Very true. Yes,
and they all happen because it has this new life and this new audience through their subscription. What if Netflix brings back the Halo show
right in time to coincide with a good new game? That'd be like that Cyberpunk that Edge Runners tale again. That'd be great, man. If only that would happen, I would be very excited for that. Now, because I think it's an IP that should not die.
If Netflix did that, do they recast and like reboot the whole thing, or do they just continue?
They I don't know. I don't know, man. Do they bring Quan back? What do you think, Kevin?
Oh God. Quan and Bokeem Woodbine's hand.
Hey, leave Bokeem Woodbine alone. All right, that man gets no slander.
Woodbine was great in there. It's just his hand that I had the problem with. Now,
he said, the Black John says, "Master Cheeks is back or new one."
Yeah. So anyway, let's not get sidetracked. Back to this thing. So you're gonna put the poll out there.
Yeah, it's out there. It's out there. Let's see what people think. Which right now, people seem to be with me. Right now, we have 29 people voting. There's a lot more people in the chat, by the way. Which, by the way, we have about 150 people watching just on YouTube, and we have up to about 200 and almost 300 people watching on all the various places we're watching. About 54 likes. How about you get that to 100, please? Hit that like button if you wouldn't mind on the YouTubes. We appreciate you. So far, we have folks saying, most of them are with me. 50% so far, 52 rather, saying they're with me. Give me all 3 at the same time. We do have 26%, a strong contingency saying they want new stories. So there's that, right? So I would say that the I want new stories, that'd be your contingency, because that could be stories in between, right? That's stories from the books maybe, or something like that. Which again, I don't think that'd be too horrible. I wouldn't be opposed to that, So all right, let's see what the great Pixel Pit G has to say. He's here with a $10 super chat. He says Halo 4 must live. Tell it to him, Lord Master. The tale of the Forerunner is the greatest tale. So I agree. CE, then in between, then 2, then the C side story, then ODST, then ODST2, as they become Spartans, side stories can live. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, man. Yes.
But see, if they do that, right?
Mhm.
If they do all of the my issue is how long are we gonna have to wait to get a new story?
But look. You're taking old
disagree.
baggage
I
into the new
disagree.
conversation. Because no,
I
let me finish.
disagree that they should do it in parallel.
You're taking old baggage into the new paradigm because you feel what you felt based on Slip Space, based on Blam, how long it took, all the never finishing the fight stuff. I feel you, right? But this energy of yours is reminding me of people who, whenever we have that PC console conversation, they remember PCs of old, and that's why they go, no, I don't want a PC. If the PC paradigm has changed and it offers you more things than you know today, maybe it's not that bad. Equally, if Unreal Engine 5 offers them a shortcut to getting more stories out, your knowledge, your idea of it'll take forever. Yeah, that's the old paradigm. That might not be where we're going now, since they are using UE5.
No,
right?
Hold on. That doesn't matter. Even if you sped up the timelines and said they could do one of these per year, one remake
I'd say
a
per
year.
year. Two, not per year. One per 2-3 years, which is not bad. Versus 5-6.
Yeah. But now we're talking about 10 years before you get to Halo 7.
No, who said that? Because there are 3 teams. One
remake.
No, but sir, I see what you mean. You're saying that the reason why you don't want this is because they would have to remake all of them to get to the end of 3 before that retcon could happen. So you'd have to wait for years to get to the end of that tale before you can then get to the next story. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're talking about a decade before you can.
You're talking about the because they're doling it out in chronological order. I get you on that.
And again,
but that doesn't
remember
have to
the
be,
purpose
though.
of this exercise. Hold on. Remember the purpose of this exercise. This guy came out here wearing a PlayStation t-shirt, right?
Oh boy. Yeah.
No. Forget about that.
Yeah.
I don't care, right? What I'm
Yeah.
saying is the point is to introduce this IP and this franchise to those
the newer audience.
It is going to be very jarring to them if they jump from Combat Evolved to a new Halo 7 story. They're going to be like, what the hell's going on? So some things have to happen in between, and you have to get them up to date. This is why I do not think they're going to tell you the new story at the same time, unless they're going to make that new story exclusive to Xbox, which they're not.
But you see, you know what they could have done there? Like, I hear you as far as the chronological order and the rare individual who needs to get all that story caught up before they'll get to the next one. Just port the Halo Master Chief Collection. Now you have all of it right there. You don't have to wait for years for the Halo Master Chief.
Done that first, but they did this, and now we're talking about 2 more.
Because they're trying to move forward, and just like with Gears, the test bed is remaking in Unreal, right? What it could be a situation where, and this is all speculation, they could be doing this now, and there could be a team porting actual Master Chief over it. Because to your point, I see what you're saying, right? If you want to dole them out to the new audience, you can't put Combat Evolved out and then put Halo 7. That's weird. It skips a lot, right? So you'd want them to catch up on everything. So why not put this out? Maybe next year, pull out the Master Chief Collection, which then fills in the gaps for all of them. Because I think probably of all of them, but listen,
on these 2 remakes,
because of all of them, 1 and 2 probably need the most assistance. Because remember, they got the anniversary edition. People didn't like that so much. They thought that it went too far in the remake direction, right? So that's why they're remaking now. Imagine if they do the second one, the third, the fourth, the fifth. All of those don't really need remakes. Go play Halo 4 today on your Series console. Looks like it was made this gen. 3 even doesn't need a remake. It is solid. The only ones that look like, they're from a different generation is 1 and 2. So maybe they may remake 1 and 2, maybe even 3, because it's getting a little long in the tooth, but then the rest just lives in the Master Chief Collection. Why not? But then that way, you, as you're saying, Everborn Saga, don't have to wait for every remake to get to the final tail end when we're 85 before they tell you the next
And
story.
also be very clear, my tinfoil Kufi theory is not something I'm in favor of. I
Yeah,
think
sure,
it's
sure.
terrible if they did that. I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past them if they're just going to remake 2 and 3. So
Yeah.
let's not. I don't want anybody to think I'm advocating for them to do that. What I am advocating is to tell the stories from the books, and don't remake.
Don't go. Yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
Let us all go along for the ride together and be excited together. Instead,
Yeah.
you know what it's like. You know when I don't know if you guys were. I'm old enough to remember this, right? A lot of you guys saw Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time on Toonami. Now, if you are from my elk and you used to go get the bootleg VHS tapes that they had to ship over from Japan that still had the Japanese commercials in it, sometimes
and Master Roshi doing it the right way.
Yes, sometimes they were subtitles, sometimes they wasn't. I saw that years before you guys, and I'm looking at you guys getting hyped when Goku is fighting Cell and all of this, right? So the thing is, I don't want us Halo fans to have to be like that and watching you guys and vicariously enjoying it through you, right?
Yeah.
We should all go along with this journey together, and the way you do that is new stories, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I 100% don't disagree. But to my point here, with all of this back and forth, and I think folks agree with me. This rumor, and again, it's just a rumor, and we love Halo here, as you can tell. We always take Halo to its farthest extent. We love Halo here, which, by the way, join the Discord. The great John Wolf has been putting together events. He's been trying to get us all to play Halo together. I think they played Halo Reach, a legendary run, all skulls on. Hilariously difficult run. Y'all want to join in? Join the Discord. Anyway,
one thing from Slow-Mo real quick. What I like about this approach is that they are willing to separate the multiplayer from the single player.
Me too.
That allows the single player to come out more frequently.
Absolutely.
So we can get more stories faster in Halo. And that is a good thing. And I hope that they have it. They do. We don't have to hope this. They have multiple teams, and there's a separate team that's solely focused on the multiplayer, and they're not tied to an arbitrary.
But you know they are. You know this is because today it is not even hyperbole. It is a fact on the ground that Halo only makes money in multiplayer. So if the first thing they're showing you is the single player, you know darn well that the multiplayer is not far away because they need to make some money. Right. Obviously, this will make money too when it sells. I doubt it will be the full price, $60, $70 kind of thing. But this is not where their ambitions lie. Right. Their ambitions lie getting you, PlayStation gamer or gamer who wants to see the new Halo come back, excited, right? Keep you on the dole while they're working on this super in-depth multiplayer massive thing that you know them for. And in the meantime, I really hope they do this. Port the Master Chief Collection over. Port Halo Infinite over. Those multiplayer games with Forge are so good. Like, they are so good. I was listening to Umbra talk about it yesterday. Nobody gives them credit for how good the multiplayer is today in Infinite, specifically with Forge. I'm not a multiplayer first guy, but even I've dabbled in Forge. I've played things like Stranger Things missions in Forge from Halo. And it's like so well made, so intricate. The tools they give people make it like really, really good, easy to pull off some amazing things. Most of the old maps are still there, looking great. You know, there's a chance to keep people alive, keep the Halo fandom alive, and also keep fans of Slow-Mo and the like on PS5. Port that thing over, and then you can make your big old game and give us a couple years, and you know we'll see how it goes. You know, so let's see. What's the Pixel Bit D saying?
He's saying you can get new stories to fans between, so appease the Pixel. We are agreeing. This is what I'm saying. This is the route to go. You tell stories in between the campaign, so you don't have to do the book stories because there are years and conflicts in between the main game. There's millions of stories. Yes, I'm just saying one path is to do the books if you don't know what stories to tell, because the books take place in between the campaigns. That's what I'm saying. And so I just don't like, I don't know how they get to a proper Halo 7 without getting the new players up to date. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Aaron's point needs to be reiterated. They need, with many, many E's, to make Forge
in
day one.
Right.
Yes.
The campaign should not be encumbered by
separate deal. Yeah, separate deal. Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
the best
Yes.
route forward. Like
Yes.
separate.
And this is all based on learnings, right? There's no need. This is not hyperbole or speculation. This is basically lessons learned from Halo Infinite, right? As soon as Forge showed up, it saved that multiplayer. It became the thing that people go to.
Because we're here now, but I know what you're saying.
Oh no, look, bro, there are lots of people still playing that multiplayer. It's not like, it's not the zeitgeist movement like you'd expect, but there are still people who are really enjoying that multiplayer. It's still a great look. And of course, Aaron showing up why he's my brother, and I'm always standing with him. He says, "Bring back Locke." You're damn right. I want to see some Locke stories. What the hell, man? Why is a piece of his suit on something Healy? What's good? Anyway, but yes, we are excited here. We want to see more of this stuff. This is great.
Can I just say,
Mm-hmm.
like, what I will never forgive them for in Halo 5 is putting Locke against Chief like that. You had me rooting for Master Chief over the black man. Like Locke needs his own damn game. Like put respect on that man's name. You gave him a movie, right? Put Locke in his own game and then bring him later on to go against Chief. You don't just his first outing, you putting him against Chief. That's like
hunt the truth. Hunt the truth. MJ with a $5 super chat. He says, "What if they did like Assassin's Creed and make Halo a job? Make Halo a job called the Reclaimer Universe, and you can use the Halo lore of Halo to allow different entry lines." That's an interesting, like what he's described. No, understand what he's thinking about here. He's not wrong, because in the Assassin's Creed universe, right, they have the Animus, and it shows many different timelines that connect to the Animus, right? So the Reclaimer is that robot, and right, every time they hit the Halo button, it wipes the whole universe, right? So what if the Reclaimer is the only one that knows all the various timelines and can start new stories saying, all right, well, this is the different timeline where this happened.
I don't want to introduce them.
And in the end, at the end of it all, they always end up hitting the button and it wipes them all away, and then he can give you a different timeline. It can let them tell many stories, just like Assassin's Creed.
No, I disagree.
Right? It is what it is. I think that's a good idea.
No,
I think that's a pretty interesting idea. Hey, it is what it is.
We're not doing multiverse in Halo. It's just
and because he said that, because he said boo, and I see you in there, Soil Tech, slow backslap. Because he said that, Soul Tech is here with a $2 super chat. He says, please sub and share out. Hashtag Brokeback Charlie lives.
It is Big Back Charlie. It is not Brokeback.
Nope. It's Brokeback Charlie. He said it, so I got to read it. It is what it is. Anyway. So, all right. I think we're there. Let's talk a bit about, and I know you want to talk about this, and then we can get out of here, because this will turn into a thing, I suspect. I want to talk. Well, no, not even. We're going to get out of here. Before we do, I think we have two more. I want to talk about the financials, because I know you were big on the financials. We're talking about it on the Discord. But before we do, let's talk about this and its ramifications for what we thought we knew. What am I talking about? I'm talking about like when the Xbox ROG or ROG Xbox Ally came out, right? It seemed there were a lot of talking points around that handheld front-end UI would be exclusive to them for a good period of time. What period of time? It wasn't in stone, but it seemed like it would be a good period of time. A la, if you want it, go buy the handheld, because that's probably the only way you're going to get your hands on it for a while. Yesterday,
okay.
Microsoft basically opened the door and said, hey, you know how how the original Ally was the test bed? If you joined the Insider program, you didn't have to do any tweaking and twerking. You could just get access to it because the Ally was on the whitelist. As of yesterday, now the MSI Claw is on the whitelist. So no tweaking and twerking. Just join the Insider program. They'll send you an update, and then you too will be able to have it properly without having to do any of those tweaking and twerking. Right? My question is, what does this mean for that front end UI writ large? Do we see this like by summertime or by fall of 2026 or something like that everywhere? I thought this probably, admittedly, I initially thought this timeline was going to take longer. You know, we heard dissenting reports as more and more information came in later saying that it might not be so long. But how do you think this will shake out?
So what we already knew is that Lenovo, even before the Xbox Ally came out, said, yeah, we'll have this in a few months on the Legion Go 2. So we knew it would be a matter of months at most, right? And we had heard rumors about this coming to desktop at some point in the future, but we figured that would be sometime in 2026. I like the whole idea that you and I have talked about many times on this channel is the concept of turning a PC into an Xbox, meaning, can you get the controller first experience? Can you get all those things in a PC that you build? Let's say you got a 5090 rig, or you have like a little mini PC. You and I have done experiments with mini PCs, and Baz, if you could do that in those places, I think we've all known like that's where this was going.
That's also very smart. That's a very good point.
Also see it on devices that have an
MPUs. Devices that are similar to the original Asus design probably are the first ones to get that. And obviously, MSI Claw, very much the same design of chip with NPU. So that may be why they're second in line. Very interesting thought.
Yeah, and also from a telemetry perspective, you may just want to make sure you're supporting the Intel Arc system as well as the sort of AMD setup.
Yeah, because all the other ones support the same chip. This is the only MSI. The MSI is the only one that's in the popular zeitgeist that's a different chip. Yeah,
you can get data from that, and again, it doesn't hurt the NPU stuff. So now they can test that on two kinds of devices because the MSI Claw is the only one that has NPUs activated, I think. So this makes sense. What I don't understand is, now I already have this running on my desktop, but I had to do some tweaking and twerking. I had to go to GitHub,
you know how it goes.
different GitHub tools. You know what I'm saying? From it's actually from the same person, Vive Tool, and the other one.
And the other one, he made the same tool. He made two different tools to make it desktop compatible. Yep. True.
But that is, I would love to see this come to any desktop, because again, there's nothing stopping this from that.
That's an interesting question.
Is there a playlist on this channel for CEG on PC to set up your PC that way? No, but we may have to create one.
Mr. Everborn Saga, sir, you are up. CEG, stand up.
The CEG movement grows. So yeah.
Shout out, join the Discord.
Slanderous rumor that you guys made up in the Discord. And I will not signify that with a response now. But again, as you know, as anybody who watches this shows knows, I have always been fascinated with the idea of like turning your beefy desktop into a console with whatever performance that you can effectively afford, right? That's always been fascinating to me. And that was always the promise of the full screen experience. And to see it go to these handhelds, I only wonder when they unlock it in a proper Windows update.
No doubt. Yeah, you're right.
Because I think the more this proliferates, the faster the updates can happen, because it's more telemetry that they can get for how people are using these things. And what I hope is, again, this is great, but the biggest thing that I want to see from the full screen experience actually has nothing to do with the full screen experience. It is actually, can we update the Xbox app itself so that it is in line with the Xbox,
with all the other UIs,
cloud? Yes. Because again, I think that is one of the things that is making it jarring for people. They have UIs that they're used to, and if they go to cloud, they have something that looks very similar, and when they come here, it is very different. And so I really think that is the area they need to focus on, and then they got to get to the efficiency things. But another important thing with this is, will the MSI claw be able to take advantage of the advanced shader delivery?
Possibly, because if
Because
they are,
it's a different SKU, right? And the shaders have to be
yes,
compiled based on your hardware.
yes, but remember when we were having this back and forth in the Discord some time ago, and people were like, well, the only way to ensure you get first class treatment in all avenues is to buy the Microsoft one, the ROG one rather. I did point out that on the site they did speak to the fact that these guys would be next in line. Now, have they spoken like at length to every single piece of the puzzle? That might be that's a question I still need to check answers on, right? Like, will they get everything? But I imagine they would, because the MPUs are on deck. They're getting whitelist treatment in the Xbox beta program. I think they get all the things that the other guys get.
Now, just on a technicality here, when do you think we get to a point where you have feature release date parity? Meaning, when they turn on the NPUs on the Xbox Ally, will it then be turned on immediately for the MSI claw, or will there be some delta?
I don't think I don't think there's any. If there is a delta between it, I think it's a technical rather than a business exclusive kind of thing. I don't think that's how that works, right? They're trying to make everyone's gaming experience better, otherwise it reflects negatively on them. I don't think they play favorites with who gets to use the MPUs and who doesn't.
But I'm not even thinking about it from a favorite standpoint. I'm thinking of this is a known quantity, known hardware set, limited to this one thing that we have some level of control over. And then,
well, it's kind of what they've been doing, right?
We send it to someone
Like,
else.
Look what they're doing in the beta phase, right? It was first allies, which OG allies and new allies were in that whitelist. So if you weren't part of that, you didn't get it. You'd have to tweak and twerk to get there. And now it's the MSIs that are in there, and no tweaking and twerking necessary, right?
FSE, as of, I don't know about yesterday, right? Because it may be there now. But FSE, unless you went and got it on your own, because I have a vanilla white ally, OG ally that I gave to my daughter. I just did the update on it a week ago, and I did all the updates and no FSE. Like, I have the new game bar functionality of Armory Crate, but I don't have
no FSE. Yep.
Now, what would be interesting?
Look at what's going on here. Look on the screen here. Look, they said it. Look, Xbox. Well, although like they didn't say it was currently available on the OG ones. When they first showed it in the dev and beta channels, right? A lot of folks were literally getting were trying to update it, and it would also update on the OG. It would just
that's more of an A/B testing thing, because right, but that's like luck of the draw.
Yes, that's what this is. That's exactly the same thing.
Draw. They're saying if you go to the dev channel, you can get this now. That's different. I mean, like,
bro, I'm in the dev channel. I don't have it here yet officially, and it's officially available since yesterday.
Yeah, you will, because you gotta look at what version you have. It's gonna be in a.
I do. No. Trust me. I'm on the dev channel. I'm the latest and greatest update.
Yeah,
as of this morning, I don't have it yet.
Is not necessarily the version that it's in, right?
Trust me, it is. The version that I have, when you click on the feedback and they tell you what it is, it tells you this exact this is what it says, feature availability on that build. It's specifically this one. I just don't have it greenlit for me yet. Right? That's so just like the other one, some people got it, some people didn't.
Right. So but again, the back to the technicality that I was saying, you know, if you have an Xbox Ally, that you'll just get those features first. It might be a few days early.
Yes,
it might be a few weeks.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
But
I don't think it'll be early. I think that when this is like green, like when it's retail available on everything, it will be retail available on everything.
Yes.
Right now it's starting to get there.
Yeah, but this is my point, right?
Yeah.
So, what I think we were talking about, right? Without adding timelines to it, the idea is, in an official capacity, because again, I know, and GitHub knows You're not hiding.
It's
You're
yours
just ready,
today.
but I'm saying in an official capacity, if you don't want to worry about it, like if you have this device, those features will just come to you first, and then they'll roll out to everybody when it is technically feasible.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
And again,
Yeah,
some of it
they're
might be
using
right away.
those handhelds as their test bed, but it'll
Right.
eventually come everywhere.
And if you want to be on the bleeding edge, that's the device.
Then that's what you do. Yeah. One thing I want to say
also makes you a beta boy,
topic.
but or girl. Yeah.
The great Paris Lily is here. He says certain hardware will have certain compatibility requirements for the Xbox FSE. So there's that.
Unless you go to GitHub.
Stop it. Before we move forward, though, there's a feature that I see here in the new update that I thought that is definitely worth mentioning. Somebody actually asked me about this feature a long time ago in the DMs, and we were trying to figure out how to get it working. And now it's super successful easily. Shared audio. What does this mean? TLDR, 2 Bluetooth headphones can listen to the same source. It was damn hard to get that done back in the day. And now with this, you can literally, once they figure it out, put 2 connections on the same thing. So you're listening to a movie, somebody else listening to the movie without having to have it on the speaker to disrupt people. 2 headphones, very cool feature. So I'm excited for that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's been something that should have been in the Windows for a long time.
Okay, for Windows, yes.
Yes,
but
this is something that should have been. No, this is not. No. This is not specific to the handheld. This is a features page for what's coming in the new dev environment. Right. This is a new dev build beyond the handhelds. This is like everything. You'll notice that after they tell you about the handheld, they move on to other normal Windows stuff. This is that nothing to do, task managers and file explorers. It's standard Windows stuff. And in that world, having to share your headphones with multiple, share your audio rather with multiple sources, that is a feature that people have wanted for years. And I think there's third-party workarounds to get that done, and they're finally looking like they're bringing that out. So salute to them for that. I think that's a really cool feature. I hope more people get a chance to see it. So there's that. Let us move forward, ladies and gentlemen. Last story of the day, Mr. Everborn Saga. This is all you, sir, because you were so animated in the Discord about the old numbers. You was animated, sir. You was animated.
I was more animated about the Xbox tax than this. But let's go.
You know what? And I'll use the feed from the great Game Over 30 to have this conversation. I suggest you follow him on the YouTube, on the Twitters rather. He also always has really a very good.
I want to get him on the show if we can.
I would like to as well. I'll chat with him in the DM to see if we can get him on the show. But he gave a great breakdown as to what the financials look like and all of that. But I know you also read it as well, and you were also looking at the pluses and minuses of it. Why don't you give our audience kind of your thoughts, your broad strokes on what do you think this all shook out to?
So keep this this slide up. Okay. So one of the things I know that there was the whole kerfuffle about the 30% margins and oh my God, how could they have such a requirement, right? And the thing is, more personal computing in Microsoft, the division in which gaming sits under, more personal computing includes, and if you're looking at this chart, it includes gaming, which you have highlighted, Windows and devices, that's like Windows licensing and Surface and things like that. And then it includes search and news advertising, right? Now, if you see here, gaming is far and away the largest revenue driver in that segment. 5.5 billion for the quarter. Windows was 4.5 billion and search and advertising was 3.6 billion, right? Now that division, you put those three together, guess what the margins were at, Kay? Oh, you're on mute.
I was asking, where were they at? Go ahead.
The margins were, wait for it, 30%.
But
Yes. Now, the reason so many people thought.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, you see. I always forget that I have this. I should have done this.
Oh my God! Please
Keep going.
now, the reason so many people were up in arms and didn't think 30% was even feasible, you know why that is?
Oh, here comes the shadow boxing.
Sony's last financial fireside chat where they had Lynn Azar and Herman Holtz and Hideki Nishino. You know what they said? We're going to try to get to 10% margins. And
I think they were at 8, right?
They're going to do that by focusing on subscription prices, multi-platform releases, right? All these things that people told you were the death of Xbox, right? So you can't fathom it because that number is so much higher than Sony's number. Now, if we can go to one of these other slides that he brought up, because he has 3 pictures here, I think. All right. So the other piece of it is they have moved on, and this is a telltale sign, right? When they tell you their targets, they're just going to focus on content and services and try to get you to forget about the hardware, because the hardware is down
It's
again,
gone now, yes.
29%. Right? And that's very interesting that the hardware revenue is down 29% because they did price raises. You'd think, like, imagine if they didn't do the price raises, where it would be. So they don't even care about that anymore. And the gaming business for them is content and services, right? It's first and third party releases. It is whatever they make in their stores, and it's Game Pass. That's what the business is for them. Now, to be fair to all of this,
Black John says the shadow boxing segment. We should have that, just like ding ding ding.
So
cool.
to be fair to all of this, right?
Yeah.
They were up 1% in content and service revenue, but they actually expected to be down.
They were up more than they expected. Yes.
Yeah, they expected it to be down a single digit, 4 or 5%. They did.
Ooh, you're muffled a little bit for some reason. All of a sudden, you're muffled.
Yeah, just let me know if it corrects itself. So if you go back and look, this is compared it to Q1 a year ago, 2025, and in Q1 2025 they were up 61%, because that was the first quarter they introduced Activision, and now from that 61%, then they're up 1% from there, whereas they expected to be down. And the other important thing to look at this stuff is a quarterly result is just a moment in time snapshot. It doesn't tell you a lot where the business is going. The better way to look at this is in full years. And I'll give you an example of that, right? If you think I'm only saying this because it's Xbox, like last year, PlayStation hardware was down 3 quarters in a row, and everybody thought they were going to be down for the year. And then the holiday season came, and they had that 30th anniversary, and they had the big sales, and they ended up moving more units and overall being up for the whole year. So you have to look at the whole year when you're looking at these things. I do find it interesting that they said that they were part of the reason that they were only flat is because they had lower than expected first party content. Not lower than expected, but like first party content. I'm like, they released a
lot of stuff. Yeah, man.
That's strange to me that they could be down. So that's something to look at. But
I mean, to be fair, the Outer Worlds 2, even though it's part of our lexicon, it would not be counting in this because that did not release before.
No,
this,
and
right?
neither would Ninja Gaiden. But
neither would Ninja Gaiden. Exactly.
But the thing is, they're expecting to be down low single digits again. Next quarter, we'll see if they outperform their expectations. And the numbers are going to go way up next quarter, even if they're down from their projections, because Call of Duty releases. And that'll be the number 1 2 selling game of the year, right? And so there's not much to make of this in the way of super positivity or doom and gloom. Although I suspect, however you feel about the brand, that's how
There'll be a lot of victory laps going on either side, depending on how you feel.
This means Xbox is dead and the numbers are grim, or this means, wow, look at this. They were, so
stay off the timeline for those who know. Keep
just listen, you're not a financial analyst, right? You don't have to be, right? Like, focus on the content and the quality of the content and this and that. This idea that we're looking at these financial reports and then trying to make hay of them, like,
one other thing, I actually find it kind of interesting
this is one
Gaming
thing.
with 30 highlighted that, which I thought was
You're gonna say it.
155 million active users specifically on Minecraft. What did they do to Minecraft reach an all-time high?
I was told it was just inertia, and
I mean, my kids and I play it all the time. And recently, most people don't pay attention. But if you play Minecraft, you know how back in the day they had the whole ray tracing build that they were going to release that they never released because reasons, right? Ultimately, I think it's because they wanted to keep it across the board a bit more uniform. They've released the fancy version. So if you check settings now, if you have the device that can support it, they have the normal classic version. They have the fancy version, which is a step towards the ray trace version. And recently my kids, we all play it. Recently my kids just went and turned that on. And now I think that may have led to a lot more people playing it, because now by default, the much fancier, much more beautiful looking version of that game is default.
Yeah, it was the movie that led people to playing it. More people.
That combined with the movie. Yes.
Made $1 billion, right?
I think both of the fancy and the Minecraft movie coincided. So like they released like almost a DLC for Minecraft that was like the Minecraft movie, so you could play with Steve and all this other stuff. And they also introduced that fancy version. So I think that like kind of propelled them to.
So what's interesting about that to me is 155 million monthly MAUs are more than the Xbox platform itself. Like I'm saying, the ones that are on Xbox, not like multi-platform or whatever. And it's more than PlayStation, who's at like 124. And it might be more than Nintendo. I don't know what their MAUs are. But this is what they were talking about when they say certain games are bigger than platforms themselves, right?
I mean, to be fair, in this specific number for Minecraft alone, they could be talking about PS3s because they are also playable. They could be talking Vitas because they're also playable. Like anything that has ever logged into Minecraft that's still able to play Minecraft counts here. So that's like everything.
Let me ask you a question. A lot of people don't realize this. Microsoft acquired Mojang in 2014. That is over a decade that they've had them.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they never actually get any credit for this, but it's like you can't on the one hand say, if an IP is big, it's just going to stay big, because look at what everybody says about Halo, how big it used to be versus the ground that it now has to make up. Like they could have ran Minecraft into the ground, and they've only increased its whatever. So I always find that interesting.
And a lot of people, when they bought it, thought the Minecraft was past its prime. Why are you buying this now? Why are you paying so much money for this thing now? It's past its prime. Now it makes more money than it ever did before. Like it is through the roof. It's crazy. They did a good job.
Now the next thing that's highlighted here says it set a record for overall content and services revenue for the quarter. That's also something that I find interesting, and it's not in this report here or tweet here from Game Over 30, but
when we speak Chicago, Umbra wakes up. When we speak Sweden, Aaron wakes up. Shout out to Aaron.
Yes, but another. So this is the other thing that's interesting. Satya Nadella and Amy Hood, for the first time, have gotten a bonus that was tied to performance of the Xbox division because they had more revenue than was projected. They needed to grow 14% revenue wise, and they ended up growing by 15%. That's just raw revenue, not the margins. So good on that front. And then I don't know what this means. We saw a great response to the Ally launch 2 weeks ago. What is it? What is a great
it doesn't really put any tangible numbers to it.
Is it a great response in money, or is it a great response in, hey, people talked about it, right?
People talked about it, yeah.
And again, this is a separate sentence, right? Are they saying and set a new record for players on PC? Is that because of the Ally, or is it just they have new players on PC? What does that mean?
We didn't get
if
to
there's
see it.
a comment in between that statement, it's doing a lot of work, is what I'm saying.
Yes,
yep. So yeah, I mean, it's a quarter result. I like to, if I am looking at these things, see how it plays out over the course of a year, and then you get a better view. But I really don't think you can read this either way, other than hardware is like an albatross for their revenues, and probably maybe not anymore their margins, because they raised the price so damn high. But yeah, I think this is just a quarter, and we got to see how it compares to, Sony's next fiscal, and how it plays out over the course of the next 3 quarters.
Yeah. I agree with you that this does not speak like directly in one way or another. There are more nuances there, and there's still a tale of the tape to be told. Like, people jump. I've heard a lot of victory laps on both sides on these financial.
You have to claim a victory in something that is innocuous and confidently. This is how you win arguments online.
Let's not wait to see how it turns out. I won right now. It's mine. But yes, I think we leave it there. We've been able to put some good.
Not before we tell them to hit the like button and subscribe if they haven't already. I see 287 people across all the channels. It'd be nice if all you guys would subscribe somewhere. It'd be nice.
It'd be cool. We appreciate y'all always rocking with us on a Saturday morning, and your kind words and some of your super chats and all this stuff really keep us wanting to do this. Hit the like button. We're at 78 right now. If you get to 100, I appreciate that. That'd be cool. But before we get out of here, Mr. Everborn Saga, it's been a great chat as usual. Chatting with you. What's new, man? What's going on with the Everborn Saga and or anything? Like I know Mr. Everborn contract is good.
Well, yeah, we have just transitioned to the GCP as the general contractor podcast. This week we start on the 2-tiered deck. I shouldn't say 2-tiered, 2-level deck. So we have the master bedroom is above the living room. So there's a deck and a 12-foot sliding window that you walk out from the living room. But we have the same thing in the master bedroom on the 2nd floor. And so you walk out, and it's like a 15 by 12 deck, or 12 by 15 that you walk out.
That's not a bad site. It's good.
Yeah,
very nice.
Second floor, Trex. Yeah, so 1st floor, 2nd floor. So it's the same deck above and below, and it's the same like 12-foot sliding, 12-foot sliding door. Lets a lot of light.
Very nice. Mr. Everborn Saga is contracting his own reno, and there are other stories I hear. I saw some congratulations and things. That's enough. Okay. We'll save that one for another day. But the man's moving and shaking. Yes.
I'll tell you guys one story, right? We had a price that these guys were going to do the deck for, and we didn't want to pay that price because we got to do a million other things. And so I said, all right, you guys do the hard work. I want you guys to frame the entire deck, 2 tiers, 2 levels, do the steps. And then I am going to come in and I'm going to lay down the Trex deck boards, the composite deck boards myself, and I'll do the railing. And that took down the price by over a third, which allowed me to go start another project sooner. So these are the things you got to do. This is why I wanted to GC the project myself. I could decide what things I could do versus the things that I'd have to contract out to. All right. Other than that, you can find me on everbornsaga.com, where you can get all the books that we have released to date, along with a bunch of merch, which includes some very cool stuff like the sweater from Adidas that I have on now. There's a nice Prince of Arcadia Adidas sweater. Comes in most sizes. And you can see here. And we also have an entire GCP section where you can get all the GCP merch, including your platform specific hats. If you're in the Discord, you'll know what FAMAS is. They're a very formidable team.
Yep.
Your CEG shirts, all those things.
I'm advocating that we change the CEG shirt. We do a 2025 CEG shirt that has the picture of Christopher Columbus, but as Everborn Saga. You saw I did that thing. I did that thing.
Now,
by the way, our Discord has a meme section. Go check out the meme section, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, it's amazing. Anyway, keep going.
That is one thing AI is good at.
It's so good, bro. Oh man.
Yes, but if you at checkout use code GCP, all capital letters, you will get 15% off of any order in the entire store. Doesn't matter what you order. There is no limit.
Merch,
off.
whole thing. Yes, sir.
Checkout code GCP. Everbornsaga.com.
Well, you know what time it is, sir. We're done. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you guys for rocking with us as you do every weekend here. Thank you to the Such a Good Horse team. Thank you to the Into the Unwell team for giving up their time and being so judicious with it and you know, answering some of my ridiculous questions. I'm excited for that game. Thanks to Renovia Interactive and the team there. And I'm like so looking forward to playing through Neon Inferno and talking more about that as well. So you can check more with us on Neon Inferno. If you haven't added that to your wish list, you got to do that. That game coming out very soon, but it's going to be excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Probably put more on the socials about that one as well. But yeah, I think that's it, Mr. Everborn Saga. That's about it. And anything else? Anything else we need to do? Oh yeah, let me close out the poll before we get out of here. Now, again, the poll said Halo's future. What do you think? Should they remake the old ones? With Unreal Engine 5, obviously, or move forward? And I will close that poll. Let's see where's that poll here. Let's close that. Let's end that poll right now. And in ending that poll, we now have 40% or 44% of our audience saying, "I'm with Kay. Give me all three," which is the predominant audience, the predominant group. Then there was the second group, which was, "Yes, please give me the remix," which was 29%. And then the smallest percentage, which is the ones that Everborn Saga is rocking with, who said, "Nope, I want new stories, please," and that was 27%. And I think about 100 folks voted. So shout out to y'all. Thank you for being interactive with us. But I think that's it, man. We did the thing. We spoke about the things, and we out of here. So until next week, it's been great. We've been had a great time with all y'all, and that's it. Peace.
Thanks for being on it.